you're at work or your kid was at college and they needed to stay in place for a little while because of some sort of emergency, what's the basic kit that you could do? That's what we're going to go over today. So we decided to do something. I saw something a while back that said one of the food storage places, they do a ammo can food kit, and I thought it was kind of cool. So we decided to kind of go along those lines and do something that more basic, but yet it's not a survival kit. It's just an emergency kit. And we'll go over that real quick with you.
And you don't have to use the containers that we chose to use this time. You could do a tote. You could even do like the cheap shoebox size totes that are,
You could do anything. The idea is to have it small. If you're in the office, you can put it in the bottom drawer behind your, in your cubicle somewhere. If you're in a dorm, slide it under the bed, in the top shelf of the closet, something like that.
Or even in a locker.
Yeah, a locker at work. You couldn't get away with the ammo can at school or on campus. That would be a different thing. That's kind of just, you get the point. It doesn't have to be these ammo cans. We just liked the theme of it. And
the other thing that we wanted to do is you won't find MREs, freeze-dried foods, any of that kind of stuff in these particular kits. We went to our local grocery store and picked up items that were readily available, easy to grab, reasonably priced, that would fit in a situation like this. All of them are ready to eat. So there is not a stove, there is no cooking required. They are just ready to go.
what we did is every spring we go and we get stuff to stock up our backpacks when we go hiking or do whatever.
Which that's going to be a future video.
And we got all the stuff that we would do for something like that. And so we wanted to keep it minimal. We spent $20 was our budget, but we spent a lot more than that because we got a lot of it. We just also wanted to show you what you could fit in such a small space.
So we have these 2 ammo cans packed with different things. Because of their size difference, we wanted to kind of show you what you could do in this minimal amount of space.
So this is what they would call a 30 caliber can or a 9mm size can. It's about 4 inches by 10 inches by maybe 5. So it's not very big. So the reason we went with these types of cans, they have a rubber seal. So you could put them in, if you wanted to use them as a cache, you could do that or something like that. The smaller can doesn't have as much as the bigger can, but it still has enough. Does not include your water. Cool.
Now, one thing I wanted to bring up is I'm asthmatic. So in an emergency situation, the chances of me having an asthma attack are very high. Having my inhaler is even more important than other meds because this could kill me. Being in pain, it's going to be uncomfortable if that's an issue, but having my asthma meds is...
And if you have any life-saving medications, just make sure you have whatever medications you need, asthma, EpiPen, something like that. If it's something that you need, it's a life-saving medication, make sure you have one in every kit that you do. Your car kit, your work kit, your bug-out kit, your whatever, however many kits you do. Some people have one and they just take it everywhere. One of the things that we like to eat when we're hiking is, because it has a lot of protein and stuff, is tuna fish. This is just a little...
This is one of those packs that has the salad and the crackers and a spoon all in one.
So they're about $1.50. They're not expensive.
It has a decent amount of calories, protein, all that kind of stuff.
So we have the other tuna fish product. Since we're on that, we got these tuna products that we have that are ready to eat.
So this one is an applewood smoke tuna, and these kits were
They were 10 for 10.
This one's a teriyaki flavor, and then this one is a pasta and beans with tuna with a zesty lemon. We'll try all of this later on when we do our hiking pack. But the cool thing is this one has 180 calories and 12 grams of protein and is ready to eat.
So, and then if you like kipper snacks or sardines, throw those in there. Not a lot of people like them. Some people do. Kipper snacks I can eat but I can't do sardines.
I think that's your Scottish heritage because that was not something in my family.
An important thing we have is we always put hard candy in there. We get Jolly Ranchers is just the brand that we like. That's just to keep your mouth from drying out. A bunch of crackers and peanut butter.
So your classic peanut butter or cheddar peanut butter crackers.
Some sort of dried fruit. These are craisins and raisins.
So you can see they're just a box. Oh, they smell good.
Yeah, granola bars.
Made sure when we were buying these, we didn't get something that had
chocolate or peanut
The
butter.
chocolate, the peanut butter, the nougat, that kind of thing.
Anything that would melt.
Yeah. If these are going to potentially be in a backpack out in the heat, in the car,
And
we wanted to
That stuff tends to break down more and get kind of gross, like taste-wise. A little jar of peanut butter. Well, that's like superfood when it comes to survival food. Gives you proteins, fats, carbs that you need. 2 tablespoons will give you 8 grams of protein, a bunch of fats and carbs to keep you going.
And then the final thing in this small one.
The final thing in this small one is these are electrolyte packets. You could use Gatorade or whatever you like. This one actually is sugar-free, but it's not chemical sugar sweeteners. And this is blue raspberry, but it's actually clear because it has no dyes. This is what we use when we go hiking, and it works better than Gatorade. It really does. It's expensive, but it works better than Gatorade. So now we're gonna try the bigger can, and even though it's an inch wider, I think they're the same height, but it's an inch longer than the last one. But we wanted to show you the size difference in them, because when you look up the description on Amazon, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. It is a big deal.
We bought this as a 2-pack, so they actually came.
That smaller one came inside this one. It's a big difference. So you can see we actually have more food in this one than we had in that one.
Oh, and these obviously don't include the water. As an emergency kit, this would be like get a tote and have these supplies and
Like a
6 bottles of water. It's not for like a 24 case of water.
Not a 72-hour kit.
No.
It's just an emergency kit, lockdown, something like that, chemical spill and you can't leave. Whatever the situation is, we've seen a lot of. We just had an earthquake the other day. We were talking about.
I was just going to say, or it could be like the earthquake earlier in our marriage.
We had a 7.2 earthquake while I was at work, and Terry was at her mom, so she was fine. And I hadn't taken anything out of it.
And I would have been fine because we had supplies, but
yeah, I was at work and everyone was fine at work, and I didn't think anything of it because whatever. So I was still going on my sales calls, and traffic was snarled, and it took me 2 hours to get. I just finally went home. Had it been any worse, I would have had to stay there. And my office didn't. I don't think they had a Coke machine. They had nothing. So this has the same stuff that does. It doesn't have the Kipper snacks.
So we got the hard candies of choice.
Tunas, your crackers, dry fruit, granola bars. Then we threw in, you've seen it in all the videos, this is my little first aid kit. I have it everywhere. It's so versatile and small, and it has so much stuff in it. We didn't throw in an emergency blanket, it has one in here. The meds that I would take on a Tylenol, carried medicine, allergy medicine, has it in here. A basic hygiene kit, soaps, mouthwash, tissues, comb, alcohol swabs, shampoo, that kind of stuff. This is actually the hygiene kit that came out of basic. I just grabbed it and stuck it in here. But we did a video a while back of it's just a cheap 72-hour kit that you get off Amazon. I think it was like $50 or something for a 2-person kit. It came with it. So we just took that out because you could get samples, like when you go to hotels or whatever, the travel size. Just get samples of soap, wipes, maybe a comb or.
Personally, the most important to me, travel pack of baby wipes and a travel deodorant. Because if you guys are stuck there for very long,
And a toothbrush.
it's gonna start even the toothbrush. Like if you got the hard candies, you can get beyond that, but
Yeah.
it's gonna start getting a little rough without deodorant or wipes to.
Yeah, at least a little container of wipes, little spray, if you're whatever deodorant you use, if you use it. And then we put in radio. So emergency hand crate. Can you hold this? It has a light, so you don't have to pack a flashlight. It also
That's actually one of the things I said, oh, we got to remember a flashlight. And he's like, this has it.
Yeah, see, it's actually a pretty decent light. It has a port on the back to charge your phone, so you don't have to carry an extra charge pack. I mean, if you have room,
You want to throw a cord in.
yeah, you may want to throw your phone cord in. If you have the room, by all means, put it in there because they work way better than this is going to work. Has your regular radio along with your NOAA band. And then this is also a crank one. So if there is no power and you have to, you'd have to sit there and to charge your phone to get enough juice to maybe dial 911 or something. But if you plug it in and charge it, it's going to stay charged. This is $17 or something.
You get the weather radio, regular radio.
And you get a port to charge your phone. Every one of these is going to have some sort of port to charge something. And you get a light. Every one of these is going to have a light on them. So you don't need to necessarily double up for this kit. We always headlight lamp or something like that would be awesome if you want to throw it in.
So the big things for this kit are going to be your food, water, hygiene, and then something.
The radiator.
And first aid.
And a first aid, just basic. This is kind of a big first aid kit for something this size. I would just go with, your basic Band-Aids, maybe some moleskin or something, your daily, some pain meds, some allergy meds, diarrhea meds.
We wanted to kind of go the opposite direction of last week's video, which was
Kind of an extreme hug out preparedness.
like survive and thrive situation.
Yeah, and if you didn't see that video, we'll put a link at the end of the video to that video. That was pretty awesome. So we wanted to go that extreme to just very basic and the purpose of our videos is to get your mind thinking outside the box, get you start thinking about your situations. So, and that's one of the things with my books is I always try to mentioned it before, I write post-apocalyptic fiction. The America Overrun series is, if you want to look it up. One of the things I like to do in my books is do a lot of what-if situations to challenge people's thinking, like what would you do in a certain situation and things like that. So that's kind of the purpose of this video is kind of, okay, well, what could we do similar to this? Or is it something, maybe you have something and you added something different or you like.
Which we'd love to hear about in the comments.
We always get really cool comments, especially from a couple of people. And we don't mind being challenged. So if there's something we miss and you think is very important to include, obviously, put that in the comments.
We're going to tell our age here. Who read Choose Your Own Adventure books? Prepping?
It's kind of choose your own.
Choose Your Own Adventure.
Yeah.
You can fill in the blanks. You can put the things in that are important to you and your situation. You can choose what kind of container you're going to put it in.
There's no right way.
Exactly.
It's your way is how you want to do it. And then you always build small and then you maybe get something bigger or something different as you find out that doesn't work as well.
Well, something is better than nothing.
But yeah, start somewhere and something is better than nothing.
So hopefully this has helped you guys, get you thinking.
And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Your support really means a lot to us.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.